Straight ahead on CCX News, gone fishing in Crystal. See what made this day of ice fishing very different. Plus, a Brooklyn Park school gets kids hooked on a sport some of them had never tried before. And what makes a Brooklyn Center school's method of classroom management truly unique. CCX News starts right now. Hello everyone, and thanks for joining us. Improving water quality on area lakes is often a long process, and crews were out today to try to make a difference on Middle Twin Lake, which is on the state's impaired waters list. Reporter Shannon Slatton shows us what they did.
It's going to be a pretty big hole here, it looks like.
Neighbors had a heads up that something would be going on Middle Twin Lake.
I found out that they were going to be harvesting some carp out of Middle Twin Lake.
But it was a great day to step out on the ice and check it all out.
They drilled a hole there this morning. They dropped a net in there, and now they're slowly pulling it this way.
Commercial fishermen cut a hole over there and a bigger one over here, a 10 by 20 foot hole to pull a net from one side of the lake to the other.
Not everybody has a 1,000-foot net in their basement.
And now they're dragging it this way. Ooh.
Our modeling estimates predicted that there's roughly like 15,000 common carp within the system. We were hoping to remove about 50% of those.
Carp can destroy water quality in a shallow lake like Middle Twin Lake.
We could go from basically pea soup water to clarity 10 feet deep. I mean, just in the matter of one big effort like this to remove them.
The scientists know the carp are here.
Yes, do you hear that beep?
Some are tagged with transmitters, and scientists know just where the carp like to hang out.
It's hard to hear the beep over the noise. But do you hear that beep? That beep is basically telling us that the carp that has radio transmitter 603 is here.
But like many a fishing trip, it can be slow going. And perhaps a bit unpredictable too. As crews pulled the net out of the lake.
As we were pulling in the net, we pulled out half of a 55-gallon steel drum that was rusted out, so we believe that cut a bunch of the net.
Which meant the net now had a big hole in it. Still, a few carp started to come in.
This is ultimately what we're after is these guys.
On Middle Twin Lake, Shannon Slatton, CCX News.
The Shingle Creek Watershed Association received a grant from the EPA that helped fund the project. And by the end of the day on Thursday, crews had removed at least 10,000 pounds of carp. Well, when the state legislature convenes next month, expect debate over the size of a public works bonding bill. Governor Dayton's proposal includes $180 million for maintenance at Minnesota's state campuses. At North Hennepin Community College, officials point to leaky windows. Here you can see where water has damaged drywall in a classroom. The school also has original boilers that are over 40 years old. And college officials say updating inefficient equipment is a priority.
It keeps our students warm. It helps our college run more efficiently and saves money. And without these projects being updated, it's costing us and it's costing the state tax dollars, and it's, students can't efficiently learn when they're shaking and they're cold.
And North Hennepin says it has a total of nearly $2.5 million in infrastructure priorities. In Golden Valley, officials are hoping for about $2 million to help address a decades-old flooding issue in the area of Medicine Lake Road and Winnetka. The project was also included in the governor's proposal. These pictures show just how serious it can be. Part of the project would increase floodwater storage in ponds. And city officials hope construction can begin by the year 2020. Choir students from Robbinsdale area schools gave a super performance today at a super event.
Powerful, there's so much strength in you and me. Powerful, a breath away from victory. I'm better, you better.
This performance in Edina was part of the culmination of the National Football League Super Kids Super Sharing Project. Students from nearly 100 Minnesota schools helped collect tens of thousands of books, school supplies, games, and sporting equipment for kids in need. Northport Elementary 5th grader Ami Williams was among those who took part.
I have a kind heart and I care about other people because they need stuff too.
We've had just a tremendous response from Minnesota area schools. A lot of times we have schools participate who are like within about a 20-mile radius of our collection site. This year it's much broader than that. We have schools coming from a long distance away.
And this was the 18th Super Kids Super Sharing Project held in a Super Bowl host city. We're told Minnesota produced the most donations in the event's history. A Brooklyn Park Elementary School is exposing students to a winter sport that some had never tried before. Eric Nelson shows us what cross-country skiing has meant to the school.
Everybody has to have hats and gloves, remember, hats and gloves.
On a postcard-perfect winter day,
You get to ski with your friends.
it was all about the sun,
We're going to play another game of catch the coach. On your mark, get set, go.
the snow,
I fell like 10 times.
and the skis at Park Brook Elementary
I'm a legend, I never fall.
as grade school kids practiced for the mini Lopit.
So the Mini Lopit is our elementary school program where we come in once a week and we do a little ski lesson with kids in lieu of their gym class.
The kids got to play ski games.
We are going to play some ships across the ocean.
As instructor Andy Harris taught them the ins and outs of the sport.
Everybody who is wearing the color black across the ocean.
Ships across the ocean can help us be up more faster skiers and help us get our balance.
This 10-week program has proven to be popular with the kids.
I like how you go and you go fast.
There are lots of things for them to like.
There are plenty of upsides to cross-country skiing. It gets the kids outside in the winter, and it's a fabulous cardio workout.
Giving them as many opportunities as they can in regards to being active.
Park Brook tries to balance academics and fitness.
Because it's good for you.
Teachers say the cross-country skiing has enhanced classroom performance.
Looking at our test scores, we found that it is a positive impact. That our kids are doing well here at Park Brook, and we really believe it's making a great difference.
The goal is to expose the youngsters to a new sport.
We're definitely trying to change the culture in this particular zone towards a healthier, more active lifestyle, especially in the wintertime.
In Brooklyn Park, I'm Eric Nelson, CCX News.
Still ahead, a Brooklyn Center School's truly unique way of getting every student ready to learn. Plus, Maple Grove's boys basketball team shoots for another conference win. We'll have the highlights. But first, time to get the car washed. 40s on Friday. A Brooklyn Center Elementary School can make a claim that sets it apart from other schools. In today's School Spotlight, Blaine Cleveland visits Evergreen Park World Cultures Community School to show us a program it's implemented to help students succeed.
Well, we are Evergreen Park World Cultures Community School. We are one of Anoka Hennepin School District's specialty schools.
Every day, about 450 students from pre-K to grade 5 make their way to Evergreen Park in Brooklyn Center. It's a specialty school focused on world cultures.
So we're really digging deep into the backgrounds of our students, their family life, the things that they do, the things that are important to them, and we're using that to sort of springboard our teaching.
Vanessa Wood says one benefit of the world cultures focus is it helps students and teachers to know each other better. And the more students know about each other, the less likely they are to bully one another.
So that's really important to us here at Evergreen, is to make sure that we can really dig deep and find out as much as we can about what each student is bringing to the classroom. Let's read it.
But that's not the only thing that makes Evergreen unique.
Kindergarten, can I have your eyes?
Step inside a classroom, and on the surface, you'll see students listening attentively while teachers teach their lessons. But if you take a closer look, you'll notice teachers using a series of nonverbal cues to get the students' attention.
Think about what comes next.
It's a strategy called Envoy, short for Educational Nonverbal Yardsticks.
So when a teacher goes to get a student's attention, if their body is moving and they're walking, then that's conveying the message to the students that, hey, you don't need to pay attention and you can keep moving. So when they go to get attention, they're going to freeze their body because that's what they want the students to mirror in them.
It's a strategy used the moment students walk into the building.
So there's a lot of structures and routines that are put in place place that help create a calm, safe environment for when students arrive.
For instance, teachers stand in the hallway during morning arrival to guide the process.
He stands, he's got a welcoming stance, a smile to greet students as they arrive, but then he also has a clipboard in front of him, and on the other side of the clipboard has a reminder of how students should act in the hallway, and the result is a calm atmosphere where students quietly put things in their lockers. That continues to the cafeteria, where many students gather for breakfast, and into the gymnasium, where students gather on the floor in single file lines for quiet reading time before classes start. And as the students are sitting on the floor, they face that direction because otherwise they'd be distracted by every student that walked in the door.
When it comes time for dismissal to class, teachers used more nonverbal cues in the form of different colored signs to get students to line up and exit.
Please remember, after our long weekend, what this means.
This envoy method has been in place for about 5 years, and so far, they're pleased with the results.
It's gone really well. In fact, we are what's called a demonstration site here at the district.
The strategy helps create a calm learning environment aimed at helping to prepare Evergreen Park students for middle school and beyond.
So our goal, is that our students are prepared for the next level in all aspects of life.
In Brooklyn Center, Blaine, Cleveland, CCX News.
District officials say Evergreen Park is one of 2 schools in the entire world that serves as a demonstration site for the Envoy method. Still ahead, a Golden Valley lawmaker makes a friendly wager on this weekend's Vikings game. But first, a new girls hockey co-op team that takes aim at a division title. John Jacobson is in next.
I'm John Jacobson with sports. The Maple Grove boys basketball team is quietly putting together a nice season. With an all-new lineup this winter, the Crimson were shooting for a 6th straight win Wednesday when they hosted Blaine in a Northwest Suburban Conference crossover game. Kyle Dreyer cracks down the loose ball, feeds Zach Bradbury on the break, and he scores for MG. Crimson zip it around, and Nate Adams for a 3-pointer for the quarter and a 10-point lead. Jared Rainey takes it himself to score on the break here, and Maple Grove is up 27-15 at halftime. Ray Mitchell goes strong to the goal for Blaine and scores early in the second half. He nets 13 in the game. Mac Wilner answers for Maple Grove. He rattles home a 3 for a 30-19 lead. Jason Call gets a tough rebound and put back for the Bengals. And then a short time later, Tony Strand hits from long range. The score stays close. Rainey drives and hits a tough shot with 2 defenders in his face. He leads all scores with 20 points. And then it's Rainey with a nice bounce pass to Alex Batiste. He scores underneath. Maple Grove goes on to win 60-50. The Crimson is now 9-3. In girls hockey, Champlin Park Coon Rapids is competing for a conference title this winter. Jay Wilcox has more.
All in all, it's shaping up as a pretty good first season for the Champlin Park Coon Rapids Girls Hockey Co-op. They're 12-6-2 and tied for first in the West Division of the Northwest Suburban Conference.
It's definitely a step up from what we usually have been. Like, we have so much more depth this year. It's really fun to watch.
We're moving in the right direction. We're starting to play better and better. We hit a little bit of a lull here the last couple weeks. Not so much just what our gameplay was like, but just kind of that mid-season blues, maybe just a little bit after mid-season blues. But yeah, no, the kids are doing a great job. Attitudes have been fantastic.
The getting to know each other phase for the Champlin Park and Coon Rapids girls is mostly past. One thing that is a little unusual, CPCR has alternated between 2 home rinks, the Champlin Ice Forum and Coon Rapids Ice Center.
It's been pretty nice because then when we don't have to drive all the way to Crick all the time and they don't have to drive all the way to Champlin all the time, so it gives us a variety of different rinks. Some rinks are smaller that we play on, and then Champlin is usually a bigger rink, so then we can also practice off of that as well.
Champlin Park Coon Rapids is 9-3 and tied with Spring Lake Park atop the West Division. Both teams have tough crossover games against the stronger North Division left. But on the plus side, facing teams like Blaine and Maple Grove will get the team playoff ready.
Oh yeah, I think it'll definitely help because it's at our end of the season and we're all we want those harder games because we want to be able to see what we can do.
Well, I think, you play in a conference, and that's one of your goals when you're in a conference is to win a conference title and do those things. You know, and that's definitely on our minds. But, you know, and other facts, we're trying to keep everything in focus. We have a tough schedule here down the stretch. We still have Blaine, we still have Elk River, we still have Maple Grove, we still have Anoka. So
it's a merger that's working well on the ice for Champlin Park Coon Rapids. Jay Wilcox, CCX Sports.
Saturday is Hockey Day Minnesota, and there will be a full day of youth girls games between Champlin Park, Coon Rapids, and Anoka at the Ice Forum in Champlin. That's capped off by the junior varsity and varsity games Saturday evening. And then a reminder tonight, live boys hockey Thursday, 7 p.m. on CCX as Champlin Park boys host Osseo. Mike, back to you.
All right, John, sounds like fun. Thanks. Up next, a Vikings-Eagles friendly wager. A Golden Valley lawmaker expects to win. We'll be right back. Well, finally, the big bet between a state representative from Golden Valley and a lawmaker from outside Philly. Representative Mike Freiberg has agreed to a friendly wager with Representative Leanne Kruger-Branicki over the Vikings-Eagles game this Sunday. So if the Vikings win, which the Las Vegas odds makers are expecting, Freiberg gets a basket of Pennsylvania-made treats, plus a donation to a charity of his choice, which will be the Animal Humane Society. If the Eagles win, well, Freiberg will send a basket of Minnesota goodies plus a donation to a Philadelphia area nonprofit. So what's headed west? Well, here are some ideas anyway. How about some peanut butter candy cakes made in Philly, or some Melrose Diner butter cookies? Or to keep things simple and calorie-free, maybe Representative Freiberg could use another coffee mug. So whatever it is, let's hope he collects on that bet. That's it for now. Thanks for joining us, everyone.